Oh my god. I really just got fired because of my TikToks.
Some of y'all must really hate your jobs. You must really hate paying your bills, having food in your mouth, having a roof over your head.
I never would have thought that I would be getting fired from my job for my social media account.
Okay, so it's about that time again. We're going to be taking a look at people who got fired because of their TikToks. This will be a never-ending series on my channel because people love to overshare online in today's world. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into the clips.
Oh my god. I really just got fired because of my TikToks. Guys, sorry, I'm back home now. Oh my god, I'm like literally shaking. I just lost my job that I worked at for 2 years because I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to like record at the restaurant and make TikToks, which sounds dumb. Like, I understand the reason I was let go, but no one like told me that I couldn't do it. Like, no one told me that it wasn't allowed or that I was gonna, like, I didn't even get in trouble for it. I didn't get a write-up for anything. I've never gotten a write-up at that place. Like, I've worked there for over 2 years, and like it just feels so like out of the blue. Like, I don't know, I just can't believe I just got fired.
All right, so her main excuse is that nobody told her that you weren't allowed to film on the job. However, I would venture to guess that she signed some sort of paperwork when she initially got hired, going through all of those rules that included not being able to record. But just like the terms of service when a new update rolls out, nobody ever looks at the 50 pages of documents. You just hit accept or sign at the dotted line. And now she lost her job that she had for 2 years.
I never would have thought that I would be getting fired from my job for my social media account. Effective yesterday, I was terminated from my company, Central Transport, for my social media. About a week ago, my boss called me and said, hey, they're putting you out of service because of your TikTok account. I was like, oh, that's weird. And a week went by, I'm trying to get in contact with people. I got no contact from nobody, no higher ups, anyone. My boss called me yesterday, said they're going through with the termination for negligence and making the company look bad. I'm like, dang, like, who would have thought? Who would have thought I would be getting fired from my trucking job because of my social media account? And it's kind of crazy. And I'm not mad because I really didn't do nothing. I was just creating content, making day in the lives, telling my story about my trucking experience and things like that. But it is what it is. I was sitting at home for a week, just blowing my mind, like, dang, like, am I really about to get fired over my TikTok account? Like, this is crazy. Like, I never thought in a million years. I only have 3,000 followers on Instagram and 900 followers on TikTok. No, vice versa.
So before I say anything, we can go over to the comments. This happens when posting while on company time. This is for insurance purposes as well. If you hit someone or something, they'll say you were on TikTok, even if you weren't. Phone records is the first thing they'll check. You had the company logo in every video. It's not wise to make your TikTok account centered around your employment. So he'd be recording videos while he was on the job, while he was driving, with the company logo in frame. There were also comments saying he was talking bad about his employer. Again, not the brightest thing to put online. And something else to add on top of it, it's not like he had a huge following. Just a few thousand on TikTok and a few hundred on Instagram. These companies are looking more and more into everybody's social media, whether you're a large creator or just starting out. We'll see that a little bit later. But we have a comment from you guys right here. Social media is warping people's comprehension of reality. Deleting my TikTok and Instagram account was the best thing I ever did for my quality of life. And I bet it would save quite a few jobs in this already terrible market.
Well, I started working at Walmart like a little over 3 months ago. It's my dream to be a TikToker. It's my dream to be a content creator. So I started posting TikToks without really knowing what to do. Just because, I want to be a TikToker, a YouTuber and stuff. And I didn't know what to post. I just knew that I needed to post every day. So I just started posting, and I worked at Walmart. So, I started posting and making these videos at Walmart, and making these funny videos of me at work and stuff. And I just got fired finally. Everyone's about to be like, oh, you finally got fired. And like, yeah, I got fired.
Here's some good advice if you want to make it on social media while still having a regular 9-to-5 job. Don't mix the two. Don't make videos while you're on the clock. Most companies have a strict social media policy. And when I went over to his account, I found an interesting video that was one of his most viewed while he was working at Walmart.
Yo, Blastoise, they're the worst of the 3 evolutions. Like, man, get your hands off me, bro. Get your hands. Bro, not after what you said about my mom. You're gonna pay, bro.
Oh man, this is who Walmart's hiring, but they don't want to respond to my application. And even at the beginning of the video, you could see he was hiding and cut off the recording because somebody else was watching him with the Walmart vest on and his name badge, recording himself cursing and hitting a plushie. You were really surprised that Walmart decided to let you go? I don't know if the views and engagement you got off of those types of videos were really worth it in the end. And funny enough, we have another comment from you guys: gets fired for a TikTok, then runs to TikTok to tell everyone. That is a perfect transition to the next clip.
I just got fired from my job at Aerie. Like, literally just got fired. Got home, immediately ripped my shoes off, came in here and started talking to the camera. Tea. Yeah, it's fresh off the presses, girl. I will say it out loud right now. I did get fired over my TikTok. Do I think it was the correct reason to let me go? No, but they have their own way of doing things, I guess. Yeah, no more Aerie content for a while, guys. I'm so sorry. For those of you who are following me because of said Aerie content, I'm so sorry to let you down, babe. If you guys want to stay and watch me do random shit in my house, watch me look for a new job.
Okay, so not only were you recording on the clock, I guess this was the entirety of her content. I'm guessing try-on hauls, a day in the life showing what she did working there. Another possibility that we'll see a little bit later in the comment section, maybe she was showing some merchandise that wasn't ready to be released yet. You know, you get some unreleased footage, and that kind of stuff is not allowed, along with everything else she did. So whatever following she gained because she worked at Aerie might not be there to watch whatever else she wants to do. I guess just moping around her house, trying to apply for new jobs in this awful market. I mean, not a good situation at all. Another comment here: I've been a nurse for 20 years, and while I've met some great young nurses, today's crop are a different breed, and not in a good way. You probably knew that this was coming. I think every iteration of this series we've talked about nurses, because so many people end up recording and getting in trouble.
So about 2 days ago, I was withdrawn from my nursing program by my school, and I want to talk about why. Making this video to educate people, because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did. So any nasty or unnecessary commentary, you can leave it to yourself. Thank you very much. Well, in our student handbook that we sign before the program starts, before the semester starts, it basically states, you know, do's and don'ts and requirements and expectations of us. So that, like, nursing school videos are extremely popular these days, and I guess I was kind of on the bandwagon, like, hey, I'm in nursing school, you know, like, let me show people what this looks like.
Okay, so I think it's more about the possible views and attention you're gonna get rather than opening up people's eyes to what you do for a living. There's a lot of content online around being a nurse, being a doctor. So if you really wanted to look it up, you can. It's not like she was breaking ground in a brand new niche. And especially when it comes to nursing and patients and privacy, that is an extremely touchy area. So you already know what happened. She decided to record some of her day in the lives, and you get let go from your nursing program because of it. Just don't do it ever. Not in the bathroom, the stockroom, parking lot. Just no. They need to educate students better that HIPAA isn't just name and date of birth. It's anything that could reasonably identify a patient. So if you're talking about the guy with one leg on the 5th floor, you could reasonably identify who that is if you know them. And it looks like an increasing amount of nurses don't know that this is the case. And that's what a ton of comments say. People don't realize that HIPAA is way more than names. It applies to just about any patient information. And now all the work that you did to become a nurse is just thrown away.
So I'm pretty sure that every single nurse on TikTok saw how that nursing student was videoing a day in the life of a nursing student at clinicals, and she got kicked out of her program. And she came on the internet and told everybody, and she's real sad. Did y'all not suffer in nursing school? I suffered. I don't know about y'all. I suffered to the point that I will never, ever video at work. I don't really want people to know that I'm a nurse. Like, it's like a minimal part of my life, and I don't want my whole identity to be being a nurse. And so if you think, based off the fact that I suffered in nursing school, it was very, like, emotionally traumatic for me. I'm gonna get on TikTok at work in my working scrubs and post about being at work. Oh, hell no. You ain't ever gonna know. You ain't ever gonna be able to put A and B together, that Angelica worked here and she's here and she's... No, you're not. Y'all need to stop doing that. You are not a surgeon. You are not a doctor. I know this has become a platform for that, but you are not them.
From a clinical instructor, these students don't want to be nurses anymore, they want to be nurse influencers now. It's a dangerous time in the nursing field. I gained 50 pounds in nursing school. Do you think I want to document that? They made us sign contracts saying we can't be on social media. It's literally in our handbook. But somehow these problems are incredibly common in all medical fields. POV, us when we smell decaying teeth being drilled through the hall.
Some of y'all must really hate your jobs. You must really hate paying your bills, having food in your mouth, having a roof over your head, financial stability, security. You must hate all that. You must be trust fund babies. You must have an inheritance coming. A settlement, coming from an accident of some sort? No? Because I don't know what would possess you to make a video like this and post it on the internet. Because somebody, I guarantee you, somebody is going to see that video and say, oh my gosh, I know them. And I know what dental office that is. And I'm going to call that dental office because, number one, it's in good faith. They really feel like these young ladies don't deserve to work with the general public, or they just want to cause trouble for somebody. I mean, it's a mixed bag. But jeopardizing your future to make a video like this, it just blows my mind. And y'all just won't stop. Y'all won't stop until you're put on blast.
This is all also for the possibility of getting maybe a few million views on TikTok, which does sound like a lot until you see that people get tens of millions of views all the time for just random videos. And you going viral or semi-viral does not mean you're going to kickstart a career just because of one funny clip. People will see that on their For You page, maybe giggle and like it, and just keep scrolling. They will never look at your account again. Adding on top of that, even if you're in the creator rewards program, somehow the ad rates are not the best. So a few million views on TikTok can equate to maybe a few $100. Is that worth getting fired over? I don't think so. We even have one here from a car salesman.
There's one car that no matter how low the credit is, no matter how desperate someone is for a car, anytime this car is presented as an option, they will always say no.
So while I agree that most of the Nissans that are out there are not really the best thing to buy, being a car salesman and then openly talking about how bad one of the vehicles are, not the best move. And we go over to the comment section. Update, this video got me fired. POV, the dealership you sacrificed 18, 19, and 20-year-old years fired you over a 35-second TikTok. Should have probably just left it to other people on the internet talking bad about the car company you work for. And yeah, 3 years being a salesman down the drain for just one video. Another comment here, we live in a day and age where people are convinced that every thought should be shared with everyone. Isn't that the truth?
Does anyone else think work is so annoying and like... Oh, shut the up, cat.
Does anyone else just wake up in the morning and hope to get fired from their job? Like, I really hope I get fired. Like, even though it's just a part-time retail job, I hope they fire me. I'm sick of everything. I'm sick of getting up. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of customer service. And it's only for pocket change, but I'm done. Fire me.
So while I think it's fine to think this way, you don't have to pull out your phone and start recording to put it on the internet for the entire planet to see. I wouldn't doubt that a little bit later there'd be another video popping up saying that I just got fired and the job market is so difficult, I'm broke, the cost of living is so high, how am I going to survive? When all you had to do was just not post something on the internet every second of the day. We could take a look at the comments too, which I think will go well with a video later. I want to get fired so bad right here, like let me go every day. So keep those in mind, but we have even more up on screen. POV, this got us fired. Getting canned from some sort of barista job while recording. How I felt getting fired from my campus job after posting a TikTok that didn't even blow up. Like I said before, that's the goal for everybody, I guess. They want to see a few million views on a video. It rarely ever translates to any sort of online career. It's just a bit of attention for a few days or a week and then the whole rest of the world moves on. But people keep getting fired for this. POV, they fired us on the spot. Looks like some sort of construction workers. When you get fired, fired for posting TikToks in your work uniform. But this one we have to listen to the audio for. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to play that because of copyright on YouTube, but if I'm not able to, the video is basically threatening the place that she works at. This could legitimately be used for evidence for her arrest. I'm genuinely concerned for this young lady. No, friend, take this one down. Some of the comments from the construction worker clip too, because why are grown men making TikToks on the clock? Even this one, I mean, there are so many examples. I remember bringing my sons to work with me. I would pick them up from school and they would sit in McDonald's for 8 hours. I'm so grateful for having understanding children. And this did get some traction, and we got a comment here from the creator. I got fired today thanks to you negative people. It is a pretty sad situation, but why did you have to post it online? Nobody could keep anything to themselves anymore.
And you better not be a man coming to my store with a woman, because I will make you pay.
I will go out of my way to find your store and make my girl pay. There's nothing you could do about it.
Okay, so that one goes on and on with the response from another creator, but she got fired and posted about it. So sad. Why do all fast food workers say my store like they own anything? I could even see the Starbucks logo on her shirt in the video. And this just never stops. People are completely fine self-snitching as long as they get some engagement online.
When I was 16, I worked at Pizza Hut, and we had this policy that if no one picked up the pizza order, you got to take it home. Like, one of the employees got to take it home. So I, being a genius 16-year-old, finessed the system, and I was like, okay, well, what if I just had one of my buddies call in a pizza and never pick it up? So I did exactly that. I had one of my friends call in a pizza. I'd make it because I was the cook, and he would never pick it up. And I'd be like, oh, well, I guess I'll take it home, guys. I mean, shit. I love this kind of pizza. But it got a little suspicious after the same person ordered the exact same pizza every single time I clocked into work, and they never picked it up. And I almost got fired for that, but luckily I didn't. And for any Pizza Hut workers out there, you can do this too, you know? Just make sure to be a bit smarter about it.
Absolute genius. Just completely tell on yourself while also telling other people to do it as well. Just be a little bit smarter. When I worked at a restaurant, I'd place a phone order of whatever I was craving 40 minutes before taking my lunch break, then keep the food because the customer never showed up. Another comment from you guys here: social media has encouraged a sense of entitlement and discouraged self-preservation. Couldn't have really said it better myself.
It's so funny watching people post stuff on here where I'm like, oh yeah, you're definitely gonna get fired for this. Every single person in this picture is now unemployed, and it's not really surprising. You just can't do this. Like, you can't pose with like the substances that your patients leave behind.
We could go over to the comments. The lady that posted her day in the life as a manager at an airport makeup store included the customer sales information and where they put the money. We've gone over that clip before. No joke, today I saw someone post on the Coach brand subreddit that they were upset because their new manager told them no social media posts because they're not getting paid to be an influencer. So now they can't give sneak peeks at new stock. Things that are not released yet to the public. You're leaking online for a little bit of attention. There is no self-preservation anymore. They're not even doing it for money. It's imaginary points and likes from random people all over the globe. Absolutely insane. But we'll end off this video with the future of job employment and social media.
So I just finished sending an email officially declining a full-time job position based on the fact that they want to run a social media screening, so a social media background check through a company called ClearStar. And actually I was supposed to respond by yesterday, but I was kind of eating my Little Caesars pizza and I just, it blew out my mind, but I got a follow-up email this morning, so I made sure to respond because I know how annoying it is when we're applying and we don't get responses. And this is the first time that I've ever had to encounter this. Like, I am fully aware that people are checking our social medias, and mine are very much public. I am a content creator on here, on Instagram, everything. And, you know, if someone snoops and they decide they don't want to contact me for an interview or anything, that's up to them, I understand. But basically, I looked up what the screening would consist of, and pretty much they will really look for you. Like, it doesn't matter if your emails are connected, if, like, you're providing your use, they will find you. Essentially, is what I was gathering from that presentation that they posted on their website. And yes, I can private stuff, but again, if you're commenting on other people's posts, if you're engaging with other people's profiles, I'm sure they can pull that up as well.
So now think of all the comments that I read out to you through this video. They could be connected to your actual name. There are companies that do this for employers now. This is just going to become the norm, whether you're in a high up position in some big company or you're applying for McDonald's. They're going to see everything that you've ever put online. So I don't think it needs to be said, but maybe you shouldn't post every second of your life online, oversharing every thought, because it could come back to bite you.
So I got fired. Yeah, my big 6-figure remote tech job. Yeah, they canned me. And you guessed it, it was because of a TikTok. Yeah, last month I took a very quick video. I had forgotten to put my mug underneath my Keurig one morning, and so my coffee spilled all over the place. And I took a quick little snippet of the coffee everywhere. I turned it around my face. I said, I hit stop recording and I uploaded, and I did not use my big giant brain to think about the fact that in the background of that video, you could hear my chief product officer talking, because I was in a meeting. They were having a conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with me. So I went off camera, took the 20-second video and hit upload, and I did not think anything of it until the next day when I got called into a meeting with HR and my chief product officer, and they said, hey, somebody sent us this video, and we are immediately dismissing you from the company for gross negligence.
So I would say this isn't as bad as some other clips just completely bad-mouthing to the company as if nobody who you actually know is ever going to see it, which is just clearly not the case. And I also get it, those Zoom meetings most of the time are a complete waste, no reason for you to be paying attention at all. But in the end, you still are supposed to be working and putting something online showing that you were clearly not paying attention and making a video with proof in the audio. Ends up getting you fired, especially from a job that is increasingly more rare. Work from home jobs are being axed left and right. Everybody's being forced to go right back in the office, even though they promised you to be on your laptop in your house for the rest of your life. We're never going to go back, and they just straight up lied about that. But I think one important note to take away from this is that you have no idea who's actually watching these videos. My experience with this is way back at the beginning of my main channel. I made a video talking about gambling, how much I didn't like it, and all the issues that came with it. And one of the comments I read was actually from somebody from my hometown. Last time I must have talked to him, I was like 8 years old, basically elementary school, and he ended up finding my video. So you really have no idea who's watching. I mean, even if you have your videos on private, people could make burner accounts to make it look like there's somebody else. I mean, seems like something I would try to avoid, especially if I had a pretty nice work from home job, but that is nothing compared to this clip.
So this nurse out of Arkansas is named Amanda Nelson. She just got fired from her job. Tell me why this girl see a patient, a girl that she knew in the past that she doesn't like. She posted a girl my chart on her Snapchat close friends. This the girl right here, her name is Kaylee B. She had this to say about it. You can pause it to read it. And in the healthcare field, that is a big no-no. I don't care if you're a CNA, registered nurse, a learner nurse, a nurse practitioner. They drill that in our heads in school. Not only did she get fired, but her license got revoked. If you ever been a nurse in school, you know that is no joke. But if I'm Kaylee B in this situation, I'm suing the hell out of that hospital. For my healthcare workers, no, HIPAA doesn't play. Amanda Nelson will never be a nurse again.
The complete lack of judgment just to try to make fun of somebody they ended up not liking and having their personal information on Snapchat. Like, the amount of work that goes into being a nurse and how much time you have to put in is all completely gone because of one single Snapchat. Like you said, license revoked. You are never going to be a nurse again. All the schooling you did, completely out the window. Waste of money now. All just to get a little attention and make fun of somebody online. On Snapchat too. I'm surprised that Snapchat is even a thing anymore. I thought we kind of left that like 5+ years ago. I don't know. I haven't used it in forever, but it definitely does not stop there. We have another one.
I just got fired from my job because a coworker told the owner that I was making a TikTok. Mind you, this is like the second time I ever worked with this dude, right? So last Friday, we was at a client's house. You know, we bringing stuff in out the truck. We had contractors there. They had to cut out some brick and some tile before we can even get started on the install. So after we finished bringing all the stuff in, we just sitting around because we got to wait for them to finish. So I went to the van, about to start making a TikTok. I pulled my phone out, hit the record button. He hit the corner. I'm like, hey, bro, you messing on my TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Joking. And he was like, bro, you making a TikTok? I was like, yeah, I'm finna knock one out real quick. He was like, bro, this is your full-time job. Like, well, you should be making TikToks. I'm like, bro, we not doing nothing. And I make money off here. So this is like a part-time job. I'm like, it take 2 minutes. He was like, I'm all right. After that conversation, I was like, okay, I know what type of dude this is. The owner was like, hey man, we need to talk. I've been hearing like you've been on your phone all day, you make TikToks all day, work not getting done, so we're just gonna go ahead and part ways. I was like, bro, I don't be on my phone all day. I was like, if I make a TikTok, I make a TikTok in downtime. And he was like, well, we usually don't have downtime. I said, we got plenty of downtime.
So I think this goes pretty well with the first clip because I bet these situations are pretty similar. And again, I bet everybody relates in some sort of job that you've had or a current career. You have somebody that just doesn't like you. It's basically a competition to try to rat you out with your bosses or get a promotion over you. I mean, there could be a million different situations. So just like the coworker telling the boss that he was making a TikTok when they were on downtime, I bet the same thing happened with the first work from home woman. Somebody she works with doesn't like her but is following her page because honestly, it's increasingly more common to find people. I'm going off on a little tangent right now, but if you do want to start some sort of social media career, I think it would be a good idea to take a note out of the beginning of YouTube type of channels. It was very uncommon to post your name as your channel, even though that's exactly what I do. So it is kind of a do as I say, not as I do, because having your entire name as your TikTok account makes it pretty easy for coworkers to find you. And I bet both of them got ratted out and now you don't have a full-time job, even with the part-time income for making TikToks or having a social media presence. But we could look at some of the comments from this video. Unpopular opinion, you should just leave TikTok for at home and not tell people. This is why I block my coworkers. This is why I tell my coworkers I don't have social media. Why would you tell him you're getting paid? I mean, another avenue for somebody to be a little bit more spiteful because now you're most likely making a little bit more money than your coworker and nobody likes that. So even though it is just another toxic work environment, you kind of have to read the room. And I'm not trying to tell you that if you have any sort of normal job that you're never allowed to be on social media at all, but you need to be a little bit more careful. I'd probably have some sort of name, you know, like a gamer tag or your PSN account name is most likely not your full first and last name. Even though I would say I bet you probably come off normal just having your name as an account for viewers. If you're constantly trying to have to dodge making videos and possibly getting fired from your job, not really worth it in the end to me.
At the beginning of the school year, I worked for a subbing agency. The subbing agency had me placed at a long-term assignment at a middle school. It's not my first year in middle school. I spent all of last year in a middle school. However, I moved and needed to go to a different school district. I had posted a TikTok regarding unhinged things that middle schoolers say. If you know a middle schooler or you love a middle schooler, they're the most unhinged people on the planet, and I couldn't love them more for it. So I posted the video and it received a lot of feedback. It received a lot of likes. It received a lot of views. I was so excited about it. I had never had a TikTok go viral. I'm also a stand-up comedian, so performing and being able to make people laugh really meant a lot to me, and I was very excited about it. And then Monday morning, I got a text from the subbing agency that said, do not go into work due to the TikTok. I had not posted where I worked. I had not posted the city I worked in, and I am not new to education. I know better than to ever post a child's name, face, voice, or anything of the like. So I didn't. I offered to take the TikTok down, and they said, yes, take it down. I did. They made me wait a day to hear back and still fired me.
So, I mean, again, it's kind of a dangerous game, especially if you're around kids teaching and your entire content is kind of based around that. I mean, her account name was I Teach Middle School. Can't really get more niche than that. But even with her being careful and, of course, not like recording some kid's face and showing it online, not saying her name or where she works or anything along the lines of that, these companies you work for can still find your accounts. I know it's a little bit contradictory to what I just said previously, saying, you know, maybe you should have some sort of pseudonym or a different account name instead of your full name on your TikTok or YouTube channel or whatever. But if your content is revolving around your work and especially some sort of teaching job with children, I think that's a little bit too close for comfort and you're most likely going to get canned like this woman. So I mean, any of these people we've seen in the video weren't doing anything malicious. I mean, I probably could have gotten a couple of clips from somebody ranting and raving about their company and were shocked that they got fired because all they were doing was bad mouthing them on TikTok TikTok. Like, obviously that was going to happen. What do you think? But even the people that are a little bit more removed with their content, I mean, maybe not this teacher, still have the possibility of getting fired, especially in this job market where one single listing on Indeed will pop up and hundreds of people will apply. This is definitely not the time to be messing around with your job. It doesn't really look like it's getting too much better soon. And unfortunately, this isn't like I'm cherry picking clips that I found on TikTok. If you really wanted to just look up fired from a TikTok, just video after video, you just keep scrolling of everybody ending up having a similar situation. But we're going to start off with a clip that is a prime example of a video that will get you fired. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I give you an update in the future that this person did get canned.
We listen and we don't judge. Work from home edition. Most days I don't start working until 8:15ish. And I will log in and stay scrolling on my phone until around 10. We listen and we don't judge. Most of the time, I work from home with no makeup on and in pajamas. We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes I will be in a meeting and I will be doing my makeup at the same time. We listen and we don't judge. Oftentimes, I will take meetings from my car in the Chick-fil-A pickup line. We listen and we don't judge. I take a 1-hour break every other Monday to go to therapy during my workday. We listen and we don't judge. On Fridays, I typically stop working around 3 p.m.
Saying we listen and we don't judge doesn't mean that people still aren't going to judge you. I mean, what are you, a child? Why would you ever admit any of this online while you're working? It's honestly the stupidest thing you could possibly do, and one of the contributing factors why work from home jobs are disappearing now. All of the promises of you being able to stay at home for the rest of your career are all getting pulled back, and return to office is in full effect. When you see videos like this, it gives the employer very good ammo and reasons to do exactly what they're doing. We can look at some of the comments here. I'm in HR too. I wake up at 8 in the morning, log into my Teams on my phone, and lay in bed scrolling for half an hour. Usually work from bed with my laptop, never wear makeup or real clothes, take showers in the middle of the day, and sometimes nap. But I get all my work done. Again, perfect thing to just admit online for absolutely no reason. You got one like. Your HR looking at this, and then she replies, I'm in HR. And clearly that's not the most popular department in any company, and you could see what they're admitting online apparently. You're brave. There's no way I'd post this in fear of losing my job. I love it too much to risk it. I think this is why we're back in the office, and apparently she knows all. Trust me, this is not the reason. Yeah, I bet any of the higher ups seeing these types of videos, they didn't pay any attention to it at all. I don't really start doing anything until 9 or 10. I'm always in pajamas, stop working at around 3, and never wear makeup with her full name as her TikTok account. You really can't make this kind of stuff up, and people are surprised that they get fired. We have a comment from one of you guys. Every job I've had required me to sign a social media contract that they specifically state no videos, pictures during work hours, and no videos or pictures of coworkers, clients, company info, any of it. If I take pictures or videos with my work attire, including any company logos, I'm considered a representative of the company. I thought everybody received this policy. And as we're going to see in this video, a lot of people did not take that seriously. But I'm definitely not the only one starting to realize how dumb all of this is.
Yeah, they gonna fire you if they paying you to be on the clock and you sitting over there making TikToks. Let's talk about it. Each and every day I see somebody get on this app and say, oh my God, I can't believe I lost my job for just making a TikTok. Excuse me, you can't believe it. What? And full on smocks and your patient over there falling out the bed and you over here doing 1-2 step. And you wonder why they call you to HR. Please make it make sense. Yes, they gonna fire you because it's probably your third, fourth, or even fifth time of them telling you stop making TikToks while you on the clock. For some strange reason, y'all think the comment sections override reality and that your boss is gonna fire you. They gonna fire your ass. And not only that, you have made your job your content. So your entire brand is included with your job because you're using your job as content. And not only are you making TikToks while you're at work, you also talking about your boss on video. How much you don't like your boss and your coworker and the people around you. And you wondering why they let you go.
Like he said, it's almost the thought process if I get enough likes or views and attention online that my boss wouldn't be able to fire me because I went viral. It's just unbelievable to really think about. We have another comment from you guys. This is the 2025 version of calling out of work saying you're sick, then posting pictures of yourself partying on Facebook only for your boss to see them. I mean, it's even worse now. And if you don't believe me, I have a clip on screen right now. You can't listen to the audio because it's copywritten, but flight attendant gets fired for making a twerking TikTok while working on the airplane. It's like all common sense has completely gotten thrown out the window. And I know making these types of videos, I know some would think that I'm in complete defense of all companies and what they're doing and how difficult it is to get a job or keep a job, have a good salary right now, every hoop that you have to go through, and just the corporate landscape in general. I honestly don't know how people do it at the end of the day. Insane job posting demands. I've made several videos on my main channel. I could just go on and on. But seeing some of these clips getting posted online, I mean, what option did these companies have? In a flight attendant uniform, you are clearly a representation of the company and you decide to do this? The comments think the exact same way. Why the heck would she think that it's okay? You are working. Bring professionalism back. I'm a flight attendant and the initial training they go through over strict social media policies, she knew. It's not a big surprise. I feel bad for her, but she had to know what not to do in a company uniform. But another comment from you guys sums it up perfectly. TikTokers are unable to pry themselves away from their phone for 5 minutes and get back on TikTok to complain once their actions bring consequences. We could see that exact example with this clip right here.
Well, I just got fired off my job for making a TikTok video. I'm not even sure what video they fired me over. But look, y'all be careful. I'll post a video after this one. But y'all be careful making these TikTok videos because evidently they're letting people go. So I'll share the video with y'all.
Over the past several weeks, we have noticed a pattern of behaviors that violates our company policies. Specifically, there have been multiple instances of excessive use of TikTok during work hours. As you know, our policy requires employees to remain focused on their work tasks during business hours in order to maintain productivity and ensure we do meet our goals. Unfortunately, your actions have impacted your performance and the team's overall productivity. So, unfortunately, after careful consideration and review of the situation, we have decided to terminate your employment with the company effective immediately. I know this decision is difficult news and we want to support you during this transition.
So the rest of the clip, they just go through the exact same corporate talk when they are firing somebody, but they did not sugarcoat it at all. They didn't say you were underperforming. They straight up said that it was because of your TikToks. This guy's like 40 years old, by the way. This isn't some 16-year-old Zoomer kid that does nothing but sit on their phone all day. Their brain is fried. You're a 40-year-old man and you got fired because of the TikToks. That's crazy. And just like the previous comment from you guys said, what did he do? He immediately made a TikTok showing his firing. What is that going to do for any future employment if a company looks at this? Another comment from you guys. I have to laugh at them venting on TikTok about being fired because they were on TikTok, where any future employers could also see their videos. I mean, exactly what I just said. Assume everyone is watching. It's not worth it, especially with all of these accounts. You have the option to private your videos, private Instagram post, anything like that, but then you won't get that dopamine hit of seeing the views go up and seeing the likes go up. So everything's public for anybody on the planet to see. Another one of the huge trends online right now is what we just saw, recording yourself getting fired, because one video of a woman a while ago went super viral and got millions and millions of views. So everybody else is chasing after it.
I got a random meeting on my calendar. I hope I'm not getting fired. I will die. Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my God, I'm getting fired.
So the rest of this clip is the exact same, hey, you know, we're going to need to let you go, blah, 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 the exact same paragraph you've heard a million times if you've watched these videos. Whatever the reason may be, maybe it was TikTok or just a normal layoff because the economy is not good right now. But like I said, for any future employment, if they do some sort of a background check and they see all of this drama and your content pertaining to work, what if the exact same thing happens at your next job? They're not going to want to hire you. They don't want drama. They want a cog in the machine that will give the company no problems at all and you'll just get your work done. And in this market, the employers are going to get exactly what they want. So good luck getting a job in the future. But we have another comment from one of you guys. I have a coworker who, while on disability, posted a whole bunch of pictures on Facebook kayaking, backpacking, camping, and hiking when she said she was in supposedly too much pain to drive. I know that what we're talking about isn't a brand new thing. Since social media has popped up, people are not smart enough to just not share every single second of their life, but now we have video proof in short form content on TikTok. I swear I can make this video an hour long if I really wanted to. It's unlimited content.
There's a girl who works at Publix who posted a video, and I told her, girl, you might want to delete this because corporate don't play around. But she was convinced that, well, nobody gonna care. Why did she upload a video yesterday saying that Publix fired her? I ain't gonna say I told you so, but I told you.
And I have the clip up on screen right now, another copyrighted song going up to customers in the aisle, making TikToks of them. What kind of thought process? I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, basically, but I just don't understand it. We have another one here that falls into the category of you are never going to get another job in the future.
Yo, why did I forget the number one rule? These people at your job is not your friend.
If you haven't already watched that video, go watch it. But my job just fired me because they seen that video. So I want to let y'all know, and I should have sued them when I had the chance. I should have sued that job when I had the chance. And I actually low-key still do have the chance because the EEOC says wait 180 days. But it's like, I don't want to take it there. But it's like, I should have listened to y'all in the car. I should have sued that job when I had the chance.
So the initial video is her talking trash about her coworkers, again, publicly for anybody to see, enough that her management found it and fired her. And then the next video says that she should have sued the company. I hope she gets millions and millions of dollars from her suing for whatever reason, because there is not going to be another company on this planet to take a chance with you if you're openly saying, yeah, I should have sued them. Shooting yourself in the foot for a little bit of attention on TikTok. We could look at the comments. It wasn't that much attention either. Only 235 comments on this video. Stop making videos at work. And then the complete opposite. Came here to say that I work in HR and it's not too late to sue. Tons of other people saying you should sue. I mean, honestly, it's worth a shot because I don't know where you're going to be getting money in the future. Another comment from one of you guys. I had a coworker lose their job January 7th for a TikTok. Just got her supervisor position and making good money. Even her TikTok was weird. You could see her looking around while she was dancing, trying to hide it. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it at work. And then she actually posted it knowing it was wrong. The risk to reward is just not worth it, especially on TikTok. If you're just trying to make money, a short form 15-second dance isn't going to make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're just shooting for those goals, become a Mr. Beast copy. Those videos get tens, if not hundreds of millions of views, but that takes a lot more work than just trying to hide and dance while you're on the clock. It doesn't really matter where they work. It could be a dead-end retail job like Publix or Target, or a higher-end dealership like Mercedes-Benz.
So I just got fired from my Mercedes-Benz sales job. Only because of a rat that looks like, one of those rats from New York City? Those big rats? They wanted to just show them my page. One of those rats wanted to show my page. And honestly, my page wasn't even bad. My page wasn't even bad. They would just, how managers are. They see a video about themselves and then they get salty. They get a little salty, a little butthurt when it wasn't even meant to be like that, Example, I made a post about a joke about the bring us everything. Like, all us car people could relate to that. Like, it's a joke. Like, bring us everything. It's a joke. Or even the video that I made about my manager coming to ask me about a person and me saying, hey, like, I would have told you if I would have heard from them. Like, it's not serious. It's not that serious. But, like, the GM is over here like, you're saying a lot of negative stuff about the dealership. And I'm like, what negative stuff? Like, can you elaborate?
Again, right off the bat, good luck getting another sales position at a different dealership, and it's always somebody else's fault. It's a rat, somebody who snitched and told on him. When if you go a little bit more in depth, this person was going live on TikTok while they were selling cars to people. Mercedes-Benz as well, a luxury dealership, so you're going to get people who are spending six figures on vehicles. They're going to want better service. He hid all of this stuff from his managers. It's not like other car salesmen, if you see on TikTok, making a lot of content every day. They actually actually get the approval from the higher ups. It ends up promoting their business, more sales, blah, blah, blah. This guy did the exact opposite, hiding from it, live streaming, and then hopping on trends, making fun of his managers. What did you expect was going to happen, man? So you went from a place that you could probably be making some pretty solid money off of those commissions, because Mercedes-Benz are very expensive, to absolutely nothing. I also saw that he was trying to kickstart his social media career through this. I bet he'll get some views talking about it, but within a month or so, it'll completely blow over and he won't get nearly the amount of views he's getting now. Another comment from one of you guys, yep, we have a lot of this in healthcare. It pisses me off because we deal with billions of dollars in equipment and millions of patients. We've seen a lot of nurses getting fired over TikToks while they're in their scrubs with lanyards showing all of their information. That one's even crazier to me because the amount of schooling you have to do just to become a nurse in the first place gets thrown completely out the window for a little bit of TikTok clout. And this is only going to become more serious and more advanced in the future when we start seeing clips like this as well.
If you follow me, you know from time to time I run deep background checks for Fortune 500 companies. The very first video I ever posted, it got almost 2 million views, 1.7 million views, I don't know how many it was, where a woman didn't get a job because of a video that she had posted online years earlier. Now the new thing is young people aren't getting their jobs because of videos that are coming up that are pretty recent. And I just wanted to come on here and just elaborate on the fact that everything you do online lasts forever. Every time you're in public, chances are there's a video camera facing toward you somewhere at some time. This woman, it was up for a job at a really large company, and they asked me to do the final deep background check on her, which is a facial recognition, the voice recognition, all the crazy stuff that I do, all the crazy AI and technology stuff that I do. And in this video, she's protesting, free Palestine. She's saying some pretty crazy stuff about Jewish people. And some Jewish people are there counter protesting. And she's saying some pretty bad stuff to them.
So in the year 2025, people could watch you do anything anywhere. No matter how much you like it or not, and all the AI crap we hear in the news, as soon as you walk out of your house, somebody could be watching you and have video and audio recording of you at all times. These companies are going to look into every second of your life because you are a representation of them now. We're going to get to a point where these stupid TikTok dances for a little bit of clout will be the least of your worries. I'm not going to tell you whether it's right or wrong, invasion of privacy, or completely fair, but that's just where we're headed in 2025. So if you want to work for some sort of big company, you're going to have to take all of this into account, or you're just going to get fired immediately when they see. If you get hired in the first place, maybe they find a background check of some of this crazy stuff and you don't even get in the door.
So I got fired from GameStop for TikTok. For my TikToks. Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah, my DM came, set up his computer, and was like, hey, can you come in the back? And I'm like, oh god, am I in trouble? He's like, just come in the back. I'm like, oh, do you do anything at work? I'm like, I make TikToks. She's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'll get to this in a second. Basically, don't be scared, but you're fired. Basically, they didn't like that I was disparaging certain products, like calling things stupid. They didn't like that I was making fun of certain customers, and they didn't like that I showed the safe in one video a bit back with stickers. Apparently that's a safety hazard. There was no comment on, that I talk about warranties, pro, trade, price matching, any of that. There's none of that. No, it's just, here's how you f***ed up.
So while you're on the clock, you're openly making TikToks, making fun of the customers who are purchasing items, then talking bad about some of the products that the company is trying to sell, along with a video that shows where the company safe is in the store. And you're even the slightest amount surprised that this happened, as if making a couple TikToks talking about the warranties and whatever positive GameStop has to offer is just going to wipe the slate clean. I mean, we could just take a look at some of the comments. Those all sound like legit reasons to be fired, especially showing the safe location. violation. Why are you even making TikToks during work hours in the first place is my question, because there's nothing to do if I can't sit then. And to add on to it, as soon as I get fired, the first thing she thinks about is to record another video talking about it to put it up online for the world to see. Absolute genius. Yes, showing your company safe was a violation and potential risk for being robbed. She replies again, GameStops get robbed very regularly, as if that's just supposed to be okay then. Like, what is the thought process? Just a lot of comments like that going back and forth. It really is amazing. We have a comment from one of you guys. The internet is so weird how people willingly confess stuff and expect no repercussions. I've always known to never post anything on the internet that could impact my public image, whether it goes viral or not. But as straightforward as that sounds to me, people just don't realize it, I guess.
Quick PSA, digital footprints are real. How was I supposed to know? Who was gonna tell me? I started this job a couple days ago, and it's just like a desk job, like whatever. It's easy. It was good money. But I walked in today, and they were like, "Oh, hey Brian, can we speak to you in the back office real quick? Am I getting a promotion already?" So I walked back there with them, and there was like 5 people, and they were like, "Do you care to explain these?" And it was just like a couple of my videos that I posted in the past. And, like, my videos aren't even that bad. Like, it's just, like, the F word. I was like, yeah, like, that's me, like, do you want a picture or something? They're like, oh, we just don't want this person representing the company, so could you please take them down? What do you mean take them down? I didn't even know you when I made those videos. I said, no. I was like, I don't want this. I don't need to do this. Bye. I quit. Like, why does this matter?
So this one I thought was a little bit more interesting because this user does somewhat have a following, about 150,000 followers on TikTok, but still clearly not making enough money online to have a full-time income from it. He applied to work at some sort of desk job, and within a couple days they saw all the content that he made with a lot of cursing, explicit stuff, and the same type of results happened for him. So even if you see accounts with a good amount of followers, especially when we're talking TikTok with views as well, the amount of numbers that you have to do on the regular to gain a sizable amount of money from just TikTok views is honestly pretty insane. So this guy clearly doesn't make enough money from his social media presence, but is now going to be blocked from most jobs because of the content he puts out. Just something to think about for all the people trying to go viral and be social media influencers. If you want to post certain types of content, you have to hope that you're going to be bringing in a sizable amount of income just from your online presence, because you probably won't be able to get a job again.
So I went to work today and I got fired because of TikTok. I saw on Friday some girl from a different location that I don't even know viewed my profile, because in my office I did my due diligence, whatever that word is, and I blocked everyone just in case, because I know there's people out there that love to see you doing bad in your life. But I guess she found me. She doesn't have my phone number. She doesn't know my username, my last name. I really don't know how she found me, but as soon as I saw that she viewed my profile on Friday, I immediately blocked her. But I guess she saved my videos, sent it to the higher end in a different office, and they called me into the room today, told me to delete all my videos when I was on break. I wasn't on company time. I was doing like come with me on my break videos in my car, never showing where I work, the location, the name of where I work, nothing. All they said was, due to HIPAA, we're firing you.
So okay, this is a little bit different than the first clip with GameStop. She wasn't showing where she worked, she wasn't recording in the office. However, in this job market, you really cannot mess around. Places want you to be a representation of the company, both on and off the clock, online as well. You can make the argument if it's fair or not, but that's just how life works right now. So she ended up getting canned as well. We could take a look at the description. My blood is boiling, but need to stay positive, and maybe this video will go viral so I could get some money. Whole bunch of different hashtags, including TikTok shop affiliate, oh man, as well as a hashtag help my family. Probably would have been better to stay at your normal 9 to 5 than to try to hope to go viral and make money off of these TikToks, because this clip only ended up getting 1,000 likes. I don't know why people continue to do TikTok anywhere near their place of employment. People get fired day after day because of it. That is 100% true. Just look it up on TikTok, and everyone's so surprised and upset. Just don't do it. Then the original creator replied, oh okay, thanks Captain Obvious, I appreciate that. But then they replied clarified again. Apparently it wasn't obvious. Clearly it wasn't. I feel like almost everybody on TikTok has seen some type of video like this pop up on their For You page, along with just the common sense that everything that you do online can be found and viewed by people even if you try to block them like she did. We have another comment from you guys. I would give up on even looking at social media if it meant keeping a 6-figure salary. People have lost their minds, and I think that's a good transition to the nursing jobs that take a ton of time, ton of schooling, and a pretty decent salary in today's world, but we are seeing an increasing amount of nurses getting fired for what they post on social media.
I made a TikTok at work that went viral. My job basically fired me for it. So that TikTok had over 800,000 views and like 6,000 likes before my manager texted me and told me to take it down. And then higher up management, corporate got involved, and they were going to terminate me if I didn't quit. So I took the TikTok down. I put in my 2 weeks. They made me leave halfway through my shift the day I put in my 2 weeks. And now I am no longer an ER nurse. So what do y'all think? Do I restore the TikTok that I deleted that went viral, or do I just continue to try and fly under the radar?
So I think that this is a perfect example of people wanting to go viral and get that attention online. She said she got 800,000 views, which I guess means viral. I feel like in 2025, those numbers really aren't that crazy. I know, yes, almost 1 million people watching something is a lot. However, if you're talking about TikTok, a few million views happens all the time to people, and 800,000 TikTok views will not net you nearly as much money as you think. But basically, that one video got her fired from being a nurse, and now she's wondering if she should put the video back up in hopes of, I guess, gaining more traction or more attention, which again will almost guarantee you to not get a future nursing job because they're still going to look at your social media and they're not going to like what they see. But we can look at some of the comments. Only restore it if you want to have difficulty finding another job, what I just said. Restore it and come work in Canada. We desperately need ER nurses. So this one video that got less than 1 million views means that you should move countries to be a nurse somewhere else. Just my 2 cents as an HR manager, and it's not about common sense, but professionalism. I've been in the medical field, transportation, manufacturing, mining, and there are policies and you need to read them. So it doesn't matter if you hide your name tag or where you work, you're not filming anywhere near the premises. Some of the contracts still won't allow you to post these types of videos. And I know I've been talking a lot of numbers with the pages, and I'm not trying to belittle this channel, but this person has less than 2,000 followers, so I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to make money off of TikTok at all. I think the threshold is 10,000. I could be wrong, I'm not exactly sure, but risking your entire future career off of one video that sort of kind of went viral doesn't really seem worth it to me. And we have another one up on screen that did the rounds about a month ago now of another ER nurse going live on TikTok while she's taking care of people, saying patients' names, opening stuff with her teeth, all for around 50 viewers that were currently watching. And surprise, surprise, she ended up getting fired. She lost her license. She cannot be a nurse anymore, all for the possibility of gaining somewhat of an audience. I mean, 50 viewers is definitely not worth losing your nursing job over, and honestly, it's too late to do anything about it. There are so many different examples I could go over. Here's another one. I got fired at a security job while on TikTok Live, the same exact thing. Another one, just got fired for making TikToks, no more Walmart guy anymore. It's crazy how many different examples I could find in such a short period of time.
I got fired from my insurance job of 14 years because of my social media page. Apparently, freedom of speech isn't a thing when you're talking about not being happy with your schedule. Long story short, I used to have a very flexible schedule, and then management changed and my schedule went from flexible to very rigid. And I wasn't happy with it, made a video about it, and apparently I ruffled some feathers.
So for this example, we have somebody who turned to the making money online guru, digital marketing influencer type of branding that we've seen so much on both of these channels. I truly don't know if she's just straight up lying about this, or maybe this is one of the burner accounts, because this page has less than 300 followers, making it look like it's so easy to make money online, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, maybe I just haven't found her main page. We have seen this before where some creators would have literally 25 different accounts with all varying amounts of followers. It was a very weird, shady thing. I don't know if they were breaking rules. I mean, we could take a look at a couple of the comments. The best and most trusted online crypto trader at some other grifter, you know, the bot accounts that you see so often. And then she replies to it saying, no, thank you, spelt incorrectly. I mean, doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know if this is a bot account too, but I mean, these grifters are just absolutely everywhere online.
Don't post about your job on social media. A lot of companies have been doing layoffs in the past 6 months. My company did them, and I'm seeing a lot of people on here posting about getting laid off, or people who have not gotten laid off, just in general posting about their job. And a lot of people post things like funny videos about not working, doing the bare minimum. And while I think all those things are funny, and I'm definitely a person who values a huge work-life balance, don't do it. It's all fun and games until your coworker who doesn't like you that much sees the video and decides to send it to your manager. There have been people on this app who have posted about their job and ended up getting fired for violating some sort of rule or posting something that rubs somebody the wrong way. A lot of people think they're going to become like this corporate influencer, and there are a lot of people who are successful at that, but the vast majority will not be. Don't jeopardize your livelihood for some views on TikTok.
But those views are almost like a drug in today's world. And I'm not trying to defend any of these companies, especially if we looked at any of the job market, the demands, many videos that I've made both on this channel and my main channel, how everybody is overworked and underpaid, how difficult it is to find a good job in the first place. But you really have to read the room and the environment that we're in 2025. The company wants somebody who's no nonsense, no drama, no issues, will just be a cog in their machine. And if they're not going to get what they want from you, they're just going to fire you immediately because there are tons of people waiting to take your spot. But we could take a look at some of the comments here. I agree. I also think that people posting about being lazy from work at home are the reason why so many companies are recalling people back. We saw examples of that in older videos as well. There was an HR woman basically bragging about how lazy she was working from home on a public TikTok account. I mean, how insane can you get? I really do think people have been oversharing on this app thinking there were going to be no consequences, and especially with the constant advancements in technology, if people want to search you up online and find your videos, any of the posts, there are definitely ways that they could do so. You cannot hide.
I, as a job, am the one that does your background screenings and such for a lot of multi-billion-dollar and Fortune 500 companies. The biggest reason why you're not getting a call back is a lot of time with social media. And I know that, oh, shocker, whoa, but it's not so much of the posts that you post. People have gotten smart now. They don't post stupid stuff on Facebook now. But what's kicking them in the butt is their comments. For example, I just ran this woman's background. She had just graduated from one of the top schools in the US. She was top of her class. But when I go to her social media and I run it through our software, I find that during some Minecraft movie at Cinemark, this guy screamed the hard R at the TV when an African-American woman character showed up. And the woman decided to post on that video saying, I would love to be that guy's friend. Because of that, you're going to miss out on your 6-figure salary, and you are now blacklisted from 25 companies.
And this guy ends up going more in depth, but everything that you do can be tracked. Whatever type of software he uses for his job can go very in depth. There was another example we saw previously where another guy that had the same type of job found CCTV footage of another potential candidate for a job during one of the protests saying crazy stuff, and then boom, you don't get hired. Again, you could make the argument about privacy or not, but this is just the world we're living in today. In the top comment for this video, I did want to read because I did think it was ironic. So the guy with the Illuminati neck tattoo is doing my background check. There was a response to the FBI hires hackers instead of prosecuting them when they get into their systems. It's smart to use someone who's not traditional corporate to go places. I'm not saying that's exactly what this guy is, but whatever crazy software or program he's using, he could find a lot more about you than you think. I think everybody needs to be aware of this working in today's world because the job market has been pretty rough on employees for years now, and it doesn't really show any signs of easing up. And you want to risk your income for the possibility of going viral? I mean, doesn't seem worth it to me.
I love my job. I would have never done anything to jeopardize it.
Okay, so this is one of the come to work with me videos without a voiceover, but come to work with me at LAX as a Mac manager, timestamps included. So I'll just have it up on screen, but she goes through everything that she does at work before she ends up getting fired. I thought it was kind of funny that she did have the timestamps all the way up to 11 a.m. when she was inevitably let go from her job, because this is not the first time she made this video. But this is one of the consequences when you take part in a trend and you don't realize you're breaking the rules at your job. You showed your badge, badge, pre-opening times, the amount of money you carry, all security risks. Showing the money might have been an issue, so what did we learn today? And still haven't deleted this video, I'm crying. Probably not the smartest thing to do, what'd you expect? I literally commented last week that I didn't think that this was a smart idea and was told off by a lot of people in the comments. So we'll have the video from the previous week. Basically the exact same thing, oversharing, showing where the money is. I mean, just really not a good idea, but this racks in the views and the engagement, even though again, her job does not allow this. Another one from the comment section, girl, I feel like you're showing us too much, kind of a precursor to what was to happen, and I'm not the only one that thinks this way.
I love my job. I would have never done anything to jeopardize it.
Would never jeopardize your job? I mean, you basically made an infomercial on how to rob the LAX MAC cosmetics store. You showed us what time you pre-open, you showed us your badge, you showed us where the cash is, and you showed us how much cash there is. It sucks to see people lose their jobs because they're so enamored with the idea of being social media famous that they don't even bother to ask their employer if they can film at work. The fact you got fired for this and still posted the video.
I mean, some people will do anything for engagement online. Some of the comments also that she's a manager. Still filming with her box of stuff after she was fired is frying me. That was one of the clips. Come with me to breach security at LAX. She was one step away from telling us her social security number. I mean, I know that I'm laughing and it's still bad that somebody lost their job, but I don't really know what to say. What do you expect? I asked you guys in a previous video, did you know anybody who got fired because of social media? Yes, I fired somebody because of the TikToks that they made. She was making fun of coworkers and customers. I gave her 2 warnings. She really didn't understand why her coworkers wouldn't want to be made fun of. She said it was a joke, but no one thought it was funny. She was only 19 and her father came in and yelled at me. He also didn't see the issue. I almost feel bad for her. She will have to learn the hard way, I guess. Another example of the younger generation that's grown up with the technology more than anybody else, still not understanding that everything online has real world consequences. It doesn't matter if you don't put your full name out to the world, people can still find you.
I got fired today because the president of the company that I work for saw a video of me making a TikTok of my music in the bathroom. I understand that I was in the wrong for recording a video in the restroom, but firing me without any type of warning or anything like that is kind of OD. It's not like I wasn't a hard worker. I'm sweating. They just pulled me off the clock midway through doing what I was doing. Like, it's not like I'm not working. I record when there's not shit else to do, because sometimes we have downtimes. There's not nothing to do.
It's funny that I hear the same type of excuses from all of these people who have gotten fired. Because I specifically remember one that was almost identical. It was some sort of construction worker. They had a little bit of downtime and this guy just started doing TikToks on the job site. Eventually his boss ended up finding out and he got fired for it as well. And then the top comment on this video, how did they even find the video? Again, you really don't know that everything that you put online can be found one way or another. Almost every keystroke that you do on your phone, on Google, anywhere is stored in some sort of data, because how do you think that they target ads towards us? And in the same light, that means that they could find out exactly who you are. I did also think it was kind of funny that the first 2 clips are the opposite sides of what people have been talking about with social media and influencers, that a lot of the women who are trying to be those social media stars right now is kind of the equivalent of that guy that you graduated high school with trying to become a rapper. I mean, I can name a couple of them that tried to do that from my hometown, along with others trying to be influencers as well. But a comment that goes along with this video, the guy who was shocked by digital footprints baffles me. I graduated from college in the early 2010s and remember being told to watch what you post online because employers will see it. That was more than a decade ago, and social media and online culture is even more ingrained today. We have a clip up on screen of yet another nurse when you get fired from posting a reel at work and other people didn't, but God still got me and I'm still an amazing nurse.
Jazzy, I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. See this video? You see this right there? That's a video of you earlier in the year claiming to reconstitute medications by twerking. Girl, no, you gotta sit this one out. They should let you go a long time ago. Come on now.
It's actually incredible the amount of clips that I've seen of people getting canned who are nurses. Too many nurses now treat nursing as an aesthetic, not a career. Any nurse who jeopardizes their career or license is not a good nurse. I'm sorry. I really don't understand it because it's not like you go to school for a year, super easy, and then boom, you just become an RN. It still takes a lot of time and work, and then you throw it all away for a little bit of attention online because maybe it'll go viral, and at best, you could rack up a couple million views on TikTok. But to be honest, that doesn't really mean much in today's world. You're not going to become a celebrity, and you're not really going to make too much money off of it, maybe a few $1,000s, but that clearly is not enough to survive in today's climate. Now, this next one wasn't specifically fired because of the TikTok, but with this being online for everybody to see right now, this is a picture-perfect example of any future employment being hindered because you wanted to post on social media.
I just got fired from my job for being sick. I got hired on March 7th. Somehow I got sick during my interview and I brought home a virus. Told them I wasn't going to be there. I finally get my training done and I'm in the classroom and I get a stomach bug. This is like a week and a half after I got over the cold. At this point, I'm pissing out my ass. So I told them I can't come to work. I'm on the toilet. After the stomach bug, I caught a cold, a head cold, and I have a fever. Can't go to work. In between all of this, me getting sick, I have 2 kids. My 2 kids are in childcare. If they are sick and can't go because they have vomiting, diarrhea, or a fever, I have to stay home with them. So if I'm getting sick and they're getting sick, we got 3 people circulating all these issues. And yeah, I had to stay home with them quite a few days when I felt okay. I finally get over the head cold and I get a chest cold, which I have right now.
Okay, well, I'm cutting off the video here because it is only halfway done, and it seems like this person has been sick non-stop as soon as they got the job. Huge red flag. Some of the comments, sick all the time, and court hearings sounds like the employer dodged a bullet. I got no warnings, ma'am. You weren't there for them to warn you. So how many days were you actually there? How do you get sick that much? I haven't been sick that many times in 20 years. But again, you ranting about getting fired online, this getting some traction, will probably really hurt any future chances with other employers, because why would they take the chance on you? It doesn't seem like you're reliable, and if there is any drama, you're just going to make a video about it to show the entire world. Not the best look in today's job market. There's other clips that seem like perfect examples of people getting fired in the future as well. When you get robbed of a raise, so you start robbing the company's time. And getting ready, doing makeup while you're on the clock. Posting this for anybody on the entire planet to see. What could go wrong? Even the comment section could be a problem. That's why I spend 8 hours on TikTok during the workday. Slow down, don't let them rush you. Every single thing that needs to be charged, I do it at work, not my electric bill. Made my coffee, breakfast, rounds of hellos, my makeup, you name it. I disappear while I'm supposed to be cleaning. Some of these people have their full names connected to their accounts. Another comment that goes along with it, what'll be really funny is when half of these people find out that any potential company they apply for won't want them either. And that's what I was just saying, because these companies watch everything you do.
Your employer is spying on you more than ever. In fact, 3/4 of all employers say that they use recordings of calls, emails, or other messages as a factor in performance reviews. 3 out of every 4? That is staggering. Even though they've gotten rid of work from home, they are not getting rid of surveillance. Every second that you spend at work is being tracked. Every single keystroke, every single program that you open. These programs take videos and screenshots of what you're doing throughout the day and send them to your employer. All this surveillance is being justified in the name of cost efficiency. The entire goal is to make employees work harder than ever before they're replaced by machines.
So if they're doing this while you're at work, why don't you think that they'll be watching your social media while you're off the clock? And I'm not saying that this is fair, this is completely fine, but it's just the world that we live in today's job market. I know people are overworked and underpaid, but making posts, comments, videos like this online is just a very easy way for the company to cut you. Social media is really rotting all of these people's brains. It's like they have no concept of repercussions. Because I've gone over it before, we have a clip up on screen of a guy showing how he found found who this person was, just one single picture at a protest using facial recognition. So if we could just do this from the comfort of our homes or our cell phones, what do you think these giant corporations are doing when they're hiring new employees? Now, another one that's a very hot button issue in the news right now that I feel like I have to touch on, even though I don't talk about politics on any of my channels, is of course all the people who are currently getting fired because they said something about Charlie Kirk online. Now, whether you love or hate the guy, whatever political side you're on, I really don't care. But in the same way we're watching people overshare what they do at work or wasting company time, ranting and talking about work drama online, in the eyes of the company you work for, you are a representation of them. So you saying some pretty crazy things about a public figure, again, for anybody to see, does not paint your employer in a good light. So there are a ton of videos of people getting canned right now. Again, I'm not trying to make this political. You could go watch some other channel for that, but I definitely wouldn't be risking my job in this high cost of living world just to give my own opinion on a already very controversial topic. Another comment from you guys: freedom of speech does not guarantee you safety from freedom of consequences. You have the right to say what you want anywhere you want, but there may be consequences, and you're not protected from that.
This girl, Riley Williams, just got fired from her job out of nowhere for TikTok videos that she had posted that her bosses did not like.
I just got fired.
So somebody had sent her bosses, the higher ups, some of her TikTok videos to which they didn't like, and now she's confused as to why she got fired. Now technically, most jobs have an at-will termination policy, meaning they can fire you over anything except for discrimination, things like gender, race, and religion, or things like retaliation, like if you report the fact that they are doing something illegal. So now Riley's wondering what she's going to do for money and is still confused as to why she got fired, so I went to her profile to kind of check things out to see why. It seems as though she posts a lot of videos with dogs, regular girl content, but the one thing that I've noticed with a lot of her videos is it seems to be that she's doing it from within the office.
And there you go. She was fired for doing TikToks on company time. She was getting paid to work, not to make TikToks. So yeah, she was milking the company for money, and that's why she was fired. And I did look into her channel a little bit more, and she kind of pivoted into being, or at least trying to be, a full-time influencer, which I think you already know my opinion on that, but we'll just move on to the next example.
So I got fired because of my TikTok page, and here's the story time. If you've seen my page before, you know I swear a whole ton. I'm not gonna name drop the company, okay? Because I'm scared. I'm just kidding. Well, so a few weeks ago, I got called into a meeting with HR and my supervisors. So I already didn't fit the ordeal of this company when I started, okay? I don't look like the average person that works in this company. I don't give off the energy of the average person that works in this company, and they knew that when they hired me. Like, think of a clean, aesthetic girly who doesn't use cuss words, and that's that company, okay? They also knew I worked at a bar, and they were totally fine with it. Well, apparently someone, I have a feeling I know who someone is, found my TikTok, and here's where I made the mistake. So the mistake was I made like a day in the life. It was a come to work with me. But here's the thing. You didn't know anything about the company. There's no secrets dropped, nothing like that. It was very simple. It was from my perspective, and it wasn't even like, here's how you do the job.
While she may think that she made no mistakes while making the video, we're about to see in the next example that it doesn't really matter. Along with the extreme example, the first clip we saw, come to work with me at the makeup store, just wildly oversharing, but we can look at some of the comments. Your job could fire you over your social media post if it brings a bad light to the company. 100% grounds for termination. That also goes well with the politics that have been happening recently, but we'll move on to the next one.
This is a PSA to not post day in the life, get ready with me, come to work with me when you are really working. I don't care how much you blur it out, there's always going to be a slip up. If you guys know, I post content on here, Instagram, LinkedIn all the time, but I posted a video on here that got me fired. And like many other people, you want to advocate, say, hey, this is what a day in the life of a logistical analyst, procurement, whatever, right? You want to show people ask like, hey, what do you do in your day-to-day while you're working, to see if your career is something that they want to develop in. And like this video, it was really no different than my other content, except I kind of dived a little bit deeper and obviously too deep, right?
And unfortunately, they lost their job because of it. I don't even understand this generation. Your job should never be content. I don't know what people aren't understanding. It's the people we're interacting with on social media, friends, associates, coworkers, that are plotting and reporting back to the job about what you post on social media. I was fired in December for posting something on Facebook to me that wasn't against HIPAA. Well, it seems like it was, and somebody told your boss about it, and now you have to deal with the consequences. I don't really know what to say, because the first time I made a video in this series, I thought people would start wising up pretty quickly because of how popular TikTok is, but here we are nearing the end of 2025, and it almost seems like these videos are starting to ramp up in quantity. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.